Back here on Tennis Channel, we have reached the final match of the week from the Lintner Family Tennis Center, Baird Wealth Management Open. And it is the men's singles championship. On your left, Hunter Johnson. On your right, Tyson Mcguffin. And Hunter Johnson and Tyson Mcguffin both with a tennis background. Hunter Johnson, he played collegiately at SMU, transferred there after having played at the University of Louisiana Lafayette. And Hunter grew up in the outskirts of San Antonio, Texas. And he has really made a name for himself. His twin brother, Yates Johnson, also has played very well this week in Cincinnati.
You're seeing more and more tennis players coming into the sport. And at first, the tennis game definitely translates to singles immediately. It's more similar to the single style of tennis. And Hunter very quickly has ascended to pretty much the top of the game here in pickleball singles, beating Tyson actually at the Tournament of Champions not that long ago.
Tyson would love to avenge that outcome with a victory here. Tyson has played at such a high level all week, but had to leave the court earlier today, and the men's doubles settling for the silver.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Hunter should be the fresher of the two players. Tyson's played a lot all weekend, had some of the cramping issues over the weekend as well.
0-0.
But Tyson looks fresh right now.
And we are underway in this best 3 out of 5, and a quick 1-0 lead here for Johnson.
One zero.
And that one stays in.
Great passing shot there from Hunter. You could see on both sides he has great passes. Two-hander on the first point. Now that nice forehand flick on the second.
2-0.
If you don't get a deep return, you're going to be in trouble.
Side out.
Better return there from Mcguffin.
And now Mcguffin will get his first service opportunity of this match.
0-2. Point.
Mcguffin on the board.
Great deep serve. Mcguffin known to have one of the stronger serves in the game. A lot just try to get it in. Tyson really uses his whole body to unload and uncoil, get that power.
Side out.
And that serve was just deep. So Johnson will take back over at 2-1. Johnson covers a lot of ground and ends up winning a point as a result.
Three one. Point.
And that's a beautiful shot by Johnson.
Yeah, just that return a little bit short. Hunter could hold that shot. Tyson has to make a quick move.
4-1.
Made it too late. Awesome pass.
Point.
Man, Johnson really just dialed in to start this match, already up 5-1.
Yeah, that nice two-handed backhand. These guys coming from tennis, able to create off both sides equally. Makes it very tough for the net opponent on that kitchen line having to make a decision.
5-1.
And another shot right down the line. He has been painting those lines.
Timeout on the receiving side. The score is
Tyson
6-1.
Mcguffin is going to use a timeout.
Yeah, those returns are just landing a little bit short. But it's tough because Hunter has a great serve pushing Tyson back. But great timeout here from Mcguffin.
You know, you talked, Matt, about more and more tennis players making the switch to pickleball. Why do you think it was so slow for that to happen initially?
Well, I mean, look at this venue right now. You have so much interest. There's sponsors. There's money. Initially, there wasn't that. I think, you know, the last 10 years there's been that steady incline. Pickleball on TV, and the sport as a whole has just exploded, from celebrities to the professional game. It's on everyone's mind, and if a tennis player can come in and make some money, they're going to do it.
Yeah, the pandemic is as terrible as it was for all of us to have to go through on so many levels. Pickleball was one of the few things that actually seemed like it benefited the sport, especially 100%. I know like the home nets and portable nets, the sales exploded because people needed things to do.
I mean, that's how I started, and missed there from Hunter. But it helped a lot of people through the pandemic as well. Allowed them to find a nice activity outdoor with their family and friends, even if they weren't the Hunter Johnsons of the world trying to go pro. So pickleball was helped, but a lot of people were helped as well.
Johnson, nice soft shot there to win that exchange. I know with my NBA background during the pandemic, when initially the season started back up, teams would rent out ballrooms on the road because they weren't allowed to leave the team hotels. So they would set up ballrooms and play pickleball in ballrooms on hotels for things to do.
My first court was duct tape in my driveway. Put a quick start tennis net up on blocks. And that's how the love affair started. Unbelievable pass. Again, Tyson just not seeming to get Hunter on the move enough. The returns are landing a little short. And that backhand is sweet.
Really is, and a commanding 8-2 lead.
8-2.
Again, it is best 3 out of 5, so plenty of time to be able to mount a comeback for whoever ends up on the short end of game 1.
Side out. 2-8.
And Tyson misses wide.
Yeah, Tyson feels like he's got to go for a little more right now to claw back in. He only has really that forehand pass, so it's more movement for him to cover the whole court.
Point.
That is all kinds of nasty right there. Moving around inside out forehand, gets under it very nicely, brushes up on the ball, creating that topspin and dipping down past Mcguffin.
Side out.
I think he thought he was going to be able to get it right back down that line, but instead hits the net.
2-9. Side out.
A beautiful shot there by Mcguffin. See if that can get things going for him, trailing 3-9.
That's more classic Mcguffin right there, moving around that backhand, inside in forehand.
Point.
And that's long, so 4-9 now.
4-9.
Johnson unable to catch up to that one. Mcguffin mounting a rally.
Timeout on the receiving side. The score is 5-9. You have 1 minute.
So Johnson decides, let's use a timeout, try and see if we can stop this momentum. 5-9 in game 1. 9-5 in favor of Johnson, but Mcguffin controlling the serve right now and has closed the gap enough that Hunter Johnson decided to use a timeout. Mcguffin able to close some ground there, but then Johnson got Mcguffin leaning towards the right and hits it down the left side.
Guess is right there. Love to see Tyson use a little more cat and mouse, a little more touch here, maybe a dink behind him. But great anticipation by Hunter.
So Johnson up 9-5, gets the serve back. Hits that long though.
5-9.
And that's just out of the reach. Mcguffin has climbed back into this one.
Adding the one-handed pass to the arsenal. Look at that.
Side out.
Hits that one into the net, so Johnson gets it back. 2 points away from taking
9-6.
game one. Wow.
Point.
How about that shot?
That was nasty.
Even he's impressed.
9-6.
So 10-6
Timeout
game
receiving
point.
Side.
Not
Score is
just yet.
10-6. You
McGuffin
have
is
1
going to
minute.
use his timeout.
In pickleball with no strings on the paddle, you're not supposed to be able to create that type of up and down toss with that type of angle. I think he's pretty surprised. Someone's got to check that paddle because that was a pretty ridiculous shot. But good news for McGuffin. I think he's created a lot of positive momentum the last couple points. He's finding that forehand, getting some good looks on passes. Things have leveled a little bit since getting down early. So even if he does drop this game, I think he looks great going into game two.
And like we said, you know, because of the championship Sunday format, obviously you don't want to go down a game, but it's not when you've got to force the other person to win 3, losing 1 is not the end of the world.
No, not at all. And Tyson's known, you know, to be one of the fittest players on tour. I think Hunter's quite fit as well, but Tyson prides himself on that. So to be close in a game, even if you give it away early, he's fine to go 5. It's Championship Sunday. You can have that nice Italian meal after, massage, fly home to Idaho. So he'll put it all on the line here.
So game point number 1 off the net, and that's
Point.
game number
Game,
1.
Score 11-6. Winner Johnson. You have 2 minutes.
Hunter Johnson takes game 1, 11-6. Game number 2 of this championship coming your way after this timeout. Back here on Tennis Channel as we are putting a finish on our 4 days of coverage with the men's championship. Hunter Johnson takes game 1, 11-6.
Point.
And Tyson Mcguffin begins game number 2 with a 1-0 advantage.
1-0.
Tyson Mcguffin, who came into this tournament with the slimmest of margins in front of Ben Johns as the #1 seeded player in the men's singles rankings. And that margin, regardless of the outcome of this match, will grow because Ben was ousted in the quarterfinals.
And lost in the back draw, which was surprising.
Point.
I can't say that I'm shocked he lost in the back draw, only because when Ben plays for gold.
I agree. I agree. Ben's a Championship Sunday kind of guy. Tyson finding great momentum here.
Side out.
Johnson just continues to put it right down the line in a very impressive fashion.
0-3. Point.
And Johnson gets on the board here at 1-3.
Great pass there. Yeah, in singles, when you get up to that kitchen line like you just saw Tyson, you know, you can't cut off the angle like you can in tennis and every other racket or paddle sport. That kitchen area prevents that, so you really have to stop and pick a side and move, and it's really tough when someone like Hunter can go in every single direction, especially off that backhand
1-3.
side.
Side out.
That is long, so the side out gives it back to Mcguffin.
I couldn't overrule it.
I don't know
3-1.
if Hunter realizes he can
He could
issue a
challenge.
replay challenge. I don't think Hunter is used to playing on Championship Sunday and having that as an
Side
option.
out. 1-3.
So the side out gets it back to Johnson at 1-3. Oh,
Point.
man.
Great ball. Really gets under that so well. Again, brushing up the back. That thing is coming over the net and then dying back down. So hard for McGuffin to have a play
2-3.
on it.
Point.
So we're tied up now at 3 apiece.
Great deep serve. Risk reward on the serve in singles is pretty high. I think if you go after big serves, you're going to get short returns. So hard to win points anyway. Might as well go for it.
Johnson suddenly has found some momentum here. Back in front at 4-3. McGuffin that time answers into the corner.
Great ball there from Tyson, really swinging across the body, getting that thing to jump off the court.
3-4. Point.
Shank you very much, says Hunter Johnson on that one.
That wasn't exactly the return he intended.
But Tyson really, he uncoils on that serve, gets so much topspin. That's going to happen from time to time.
Johnson running all over the court.
Point.
And McGuffin finally able to put it away and go back in front at 5-4.
It only took about a game and a half to see the Tyson Mcguffin bark. There it was after that point.
Point.
McGuffin expands the lead at 6-4.
6-4.
Tyson Mcguffin from the Pacific Northwest. Grew up an accomplished high school wrestler as well as a high school tennis player. Just kind of brought that wrestler mentality to the sport of pickleball.
4-6.
But it's Scottsdale Community College, I believe. Spoke to one of his teammates earlier today, Ali Burhani. Told him to give him a nice shout out. Loves watching Tyson succeed in the pickleball world at the highest levels.
6-4.
Johnson trying to paint that line and he misses again.
Point.
Yeah, Tyson doing a much better job of anticipating where these balls are going now, cutting off angles.
7-4.
And a timeout being taken by Johnson. We'll step aside as well. It's 7-4 in game 2. Back here on Tennis Channel, Dave Vance, Matt Manassi, watching Tyson Mcguffin go toe-to-toe with Hunter Johnson. And McGuffin trying to even up this best of 5. It's a 7-4 lead here in game 2.
Yeah, Tyson come out hot in this game, really finding momentum.
Point.
And Tyson opens it up to an 8-4 advantage.
Yeah, Hunter's been having a hard time controlling those
8-4.
volleys and redirects the net.
Point.
So now it's McGuffin with all the momentum at 9-4.
9-4. Side out.
But Johnson will get a chance here to try and claw his way back into game 2 after the side out.
Just like we said from McGuffin, I'd love to see Hunter try to end this game on a positive note, try to claw back.
McGuffin catches up to it off the net.
Side out.
Just
And
a
Johnson unable to get it back.
little nonchalant with that forehand pass. Doesn't get over. Just got to be chalant, not the non.
Is there actually a chalant?
There's not. It's a joke.
I don't know. So how is there a nonchalant?
Point.
Must be French. We'll ask Jay DeVilliers on break.
Timeout on the receiving side. The score is 10-4.
So with
You have
game
1 minute.
points in favor of McGuffin, Johnson is going to choose to use his second timeout.
Yeah, this game's been great for Tyson, playing within himself. For Johnson, I think he came out so hot in game 1, was finding these passing shots that were actually, I don't want to say they were low percentage, but the shots he was making so close to the line, to be able to do that over the course of 3 out of 5 is very tough. Tyson playing within himself now, covering the court on a high percentage way with angles and coming to that kitchen line. We'll see how Hunter kind of recovers from this. Good to get a little break in before the end of this game, and hopefully find some magic heading into game 3.
Well, we're 1 point away from this match being guaranteed to go a minimum of 4. And out of the 3 previous matches today, or out of the 4 previous matches today that have been played on Championship Sunday, only 1 was decided in more than 3 games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a lot of blowouts today. A lot of teams that are getting hot at the right times, working together as a team. But yeah, obviously Anna Lee came out firing in singles.
So here we go, McGuffin on game point.
I'll recall the score. 10-4.
And there it is. So we're tied at a
winner,
game
McGuffin.
apiece in Cincinnati.
You have 2 minutes.
And the men's singles championship, game 3, coming your way after this timeout. Back in Cincinnati, the Baird Wealth Management Open. And we're going to go at least 4. Okay, so now forget about 3 out of 5. Now we're back to traditional 2 out of 3.
That's right. We can erase the first 2 games. They do not matter.
Game 3, time in. 0-0.
Tyson's erasing the sleeves. Got tickets to the gun show the remainder of this match.
Side out.
And Tyson will get the serve after the side out to start this thing in game 3.
0-0.
It looked
Couldn't overrule it. Point.
Man, that looked to me like that was in, but
Have to see a replay of
Tyson
that.
called it out.
We'll see right here. Great angle. Ooh.
and then there's the passing winner right there by McGuffin. I think Hunter is still frustrated at that call that got the first score. So many times you'll see that, right? You get frustrated by what had happened on a previous point, and you let it affect the next point. You got to be able to move on. Great deception there.
Yeah, held it really well. Held it to the last second, made Tyson have to make a move.
0-2. Side out.
Johnson misses the corner.
Two 0.
Off the net and off the post. Hunter may have gotten the benefit of that one because that one looked like it was out.
0-2.
So maybe we're even, the calls.
Great job by Hunter catching up to that on the baseline. But McGuffin had him running all over the place and finally finishes it off.
It's a great poke by Tyson there twice on that backhand, keeping it low. These guys are moving and sliding all over the court. Unbelievable athletes out here.
Side out.
They're trading side outs right now. It's back to Johnson at 0-2.
When you go back and forth like this with the side outs, it's so
0-2.
physical. Singles, a different kind of physical than doubles, but it's a lot of court to cover.
So Johnson gets on the board here to narrow it to 1-2.
Yeah, for you. I don't know if that's our ball though. There's a couple back there.
1-2. Side out.
Johnson wide. McGuffin gets it back, looking to pad his 2-1 lead.
Yeah, some of these passing shots from Johnson look a
2-1.
little too tennis-like.
Yeah, he was nailing them early to start the match, but has
Point.
not been able to continue that success.
3-1.
And now finds himself down 2 at 3-1. McGuffin did a great job to get to that, but
That's
Johnson with the answer.
Unreal get. Anticipation, covering that line. And get over there quick. Open that paddle face. Textbook from Hunter Johnson right there.
That backhand from down low, man, that is a tough shot to hit.
1-3. Side out.
And right back over to McGuffin.
Yeah, Hunter hasn't seemed to add the finesse aspect to his singles game yet. There he could have gone to more of a
3-1.
traditional drop, tried to follow it in. Chose to rip it.
Point.
How about that, painting the line with the passing shot?
How about them apples? Unbelievable shot, cutting off the angle there, taking time away. That's signature McMuffin.
4-1.
McMuffin. Ooh, a swing and a miss. Don't see that very often.
Yeah, the Durafast 40 balls there generates way more spin than any other ball in the game. 20 small holes, 20 big holes, a lot of variables with the bounce.
5-1.
You have as much spin as Tyson Mcguffin. Sometimes those bounces happen.
Side out.
McGuffin showing off a ton of athleticism and getting to a number of those balls, but Johnson finally able to get the serve back.
One five.
And Johnson able to get it again into the corner, trying to refine that touch.
Two five. Football.
Ooh, foot fault gets called here. That'll make it 3-5.
Just a little slip. Watch it here, yeah. Sliding right into that kitchen. Those new Skechers shoes. The Tyson Mcguffin line signed a pretty big deal.
McGuffin, he's running about 12 miles just in this game.
I think Hunter was offended that I said he didn't have that finesse game. Showed it right there.
And on the receiving
Brilliant,
side,
brilliant
the
little
score is
touch
4-5.
dink there.
You have 1 minute.
Well, McGuffin is going to use a timeout here at 4-5 in game 3. We'll step aside for a moment as well. Back to Cincinnati in a moment. Back here on Tennis Channel. 5-4 in the very important third game between Tyson McGuffin and Hunter Johnson. Best 3 out of 5 in this men's championship.
2. Time in. 4-5.
And out of the timeout, that'll be long. So we're knotted up now at 5 apiece.
Side out.
Johnson with the misfire.
Critical part of this game here. See who can
5-5.
really edge ahead.
Well, that in fact not lost on McGuffin using that timeout despite having the 5-4 lead.
Side out.
You wonder at some point, I know that, listen, Tyson's fitness level is not to be denied. It is fantastic, but the reality is, you know, he's been out there playing already today, whereas Hunter Johnson, it comes into this match just completely fresh. And you wonder if this goes, it's going to go at least 4 games. If it goes 5 games, does that become a little bit of an advantage for Hunter Johnson?
For sure, 100%. And also age plays a factor, right? Hunter Johnson, I believe, early 20s, mid-20s. Tyson, closer to my age, mid-30s. Best believe that plays a role, but Tyson's an unbelievable athlete. Trains extremely well, eats right. I actually got a note from his college coach. I'll read it here in a second.
Side out.
Just goes out there, but yeah, his college coach Dave Critchley said Tyson was an extraordinary athlete, great teammate as well. You can see that from his positive energy out there, and obviously sick hands has given him a lot to work with here on the PPA Tour.
Has teamed with Jay DeVilliers this year. And doubles, he hits the winner there. He was a longtime doubles partner with Riley Newman. Riley skipped the tournament this week so he could throw out the first pitch at the Mariners game last night. And I'm sure Riley is watching, and Riley enjoying what he's seeing right now. Although Riley, I'm sure, did not enjoy seeing Matt Wright not make it to Championship Sunday.
5-6.
That's long.
Point.
I bet Riley actually likes it. You know, he says, you know, Matt, you need me to get to Championship Sunday.
Yeah, there is that.
It only validates him.
Great backhand there by Tyson. I thought the previous shot by Tyson maybe had a chance of going out, and he hit it anyway. But all's well that ends well.
Really reaches in there.
6-6.
Cuts that ball down. Beautiful ball from McGuffin.
Johnson unable to catch up to that one, and McGuffin surges back in front at 7-6.
Really incredible shot there on that point. Tyson taking that ball out of the air with the backhand, getting underneath it, getting that ball to roll into the kitchen cross. Almost undefendable.
Oh, how did Tyson get to that? It's academic as Johnson finishes it off, but you got to admire Tyson getting into that corner to come up with that to begin with.
Yeah, he's covering the whole court. Because Tyson doesn't really have a great backhand pass, he's having to cover so much more court, moving around the backhand, going off the court to hit forehands. Over the course of this match, I think, like you said, that physical piece might play a major role.
Side out.
Johnson leaves it short, so back to McGuffin.
7-6.
Oh, beautiful backhand by Johnson. Neither player able to get any kind of a run in this third game.
I think this game, to me, is more important for
6-7.
McGuffin to win. I think if Johnson can win this game,
Point.
it's going to be very tough for McGuffin to come back. I think he's having to move way too much. Looks like he's putting out way more energy.
7-7.
Yeah, I think if you had an odometer on each player, I'd say McGuffin has covered double the distance Johnson has had to cover.
Tyson would have exploded by now.
Knotted at 7 here in game 3 as McGuffin gets the serve back.
7-7.
Look at how that ground McGuffin is covering.
Point.
It pays dividends that time.
Just misses wide. Makes the opponent hit that one more ball. He gets so much, you have to go for the lines.
8-7.
And now a little bit of breathing room for McGuffin here in game 3.
Receiving side, the score is 9-7. You have 1 minute.
And Johnson will use a timeout. We'll step aside as well. Tight one going on here in Cincy. 9-7 in favor of Tyson
Each team
McGuffin.
has 1 timeout remaining.
And the timeout taken by Johnson, who needs a side out and a chance to get the serve back.
Time in. 9-7. Point.
And now game point for Tyson McGuffin.
Not the way you want to come back from a timeout right there. Down
10-7.
9-7.
Side out.
McGuffin hits it long, so Johnson will have a chance at 7-10.
7-10.
Off the net and out.
Side out.
Let's go to game point number 2.
You have the opening there.
Yeah, sometimes the net is your friend and sometimes not so much. And that's it. Game point number 2 turns out to be the charm for McGuffin, so he wins it 11-7. And now McGuffin 1 game away from a championship in Cincinnati. Back in Cincinnati, the men's singles title. Right now, Tyson McGuffin with the advantage as he's trying to see if he can wrap this up in 4 games. Hunter Johnson took game 1, 11-6, but McGuffin 11-4, 11-7 over the last 2. And we are just about ready to get going here on game 4. Note that they finally just wrapped things up down the road between your Steelers and the Bengals.
And I'm not mad about it.
The third field goal attempt of
0-0.
overtime was the charm. Bengals missed one, Steelers missed one, then the Steelers made one, so you're very happy.
I am happy.
The Cincinnati faithful are not happy.
Point.
TP, but he couldn't get it in, so it's the point for McGuffin in an early 1-0 lead.
The Steelers win.
1-0.
And some awesome PPA men's singles pickleball. Count me in.
Side out.
Johnson with the winner to get the serve back.
0-1.
And that is long, so we'll be knotted up now at 1-1.
1-1. Point.
It is 2-1 now in favor of Johnson.
Two, 1. Let.
That is a let and a redo on the serve.
2-1.
McGuffin goes for the finesse. And then Johnson out of bounds, so McGuffin will get it back at 1-2, leading 2-1.
Really smart play there by Tyson. Using that little backhand angle.
1-2.
Hunter just couldn't get his feet underneath him, get balanced enough to make it.
Great backhand down the line for Johnson. You do feel like
2-1.
McGuffin really probably needs to wrap this up in 4.
I agree.
Side out.
Hunter's been very even keel.
1-2.
Looks like he has a ton of energy. He hasn't changed shirts yet. I think Tyson's on shirt 17 right now.
Side out.
And you can see some blue sky behind Tyson McGuffin, and you can see some clouds starting to develop behind Hunter Johnson. Rain did play a factor in the first match of Championship Sunday, as Annalie Waters and Leah Jansen had a couple of rain delays before Annalie finally finished that game, or that match, in 3 games. Oh! Johnson sticks with it in spite of the best efforts from McGuffin.
What a point. Both guys' footwork, hand speed, all on display here.
So a timeout being taken here at 4-1.
I know we joked about Dancing with the Stars yesterday with Tyson, but that footwork was on full display there. Singles, so much of it is resetting at that kitchen line. So many low squats, resetting the feet. Really impressive stuff from both guys.
And Hannah Johns asked him yesterday about Dancing with the Stars, and he had a 2-word response: bring it.
Bring it.
I don't think there's any challenge that Tyson McGuffin would shy away from.
Not at all. He'd probably be pretty good too. High-level wrestler, tennis player, now pickler.
His charisma would be just fantastic on a show like that.
1 timeout remaining. 2 timeouts remaining.
So we will resume play with Johnson having this 4-1 lead, seeing if he can even this match at 2 games apiece.
4-1. Side out.
And the timeout does its job, as the serve will head back over to McGuffin.
Good deep return there by Tyson down the middle as well, not really giving Hunter much of an angle.
Side out.
But right back over to Johnson.
A lot of people want to go in singles. They think we have to go directly to the corners on the return, but a deep middle return does pay dividends. Not giving that angle at all times.
Oh, nice job by Johnson, recognizing the momentum by McGuffin going to the center of the court.
5-1.
And that's McGuffin that time playing the angles.
Little cat and mouse there.
One 5. Side out.
That sails wide. Johnson gets the serve back.
Five 1. Side out.
And then right back over to McGuffin.
Tried to be a little too cute on that one. But 5-1 lead.
1-5.
Okay with it.
Point.
Great exchange there. And McGuffin gets a much needed second point.
Two 5.
That did just catch the corner. McGuffin slips. Able to get back up. And Johnson finally says, okay, I've had enough of this.
That's some pretty big time movement and overhead if I've seen it. Hunter, a top 200 doubles player in the world on the ATP tour. Coming into pickleball. Overheads will not be a problem. I can promise you that for him.
Hunter's twin brother
5-2.
Yates, also very accomplished and has his pickleball career on the ascent. And that is long, so Johnson moves his lead to 6-2.
6-2. Point. Side out.
McGuffin at 2-6 gets it back.
Two 6. Side out.
Trading side outs right now.
That's a great return. Like I said earlier, most returns usually down the line to get someone moving or down the
6-2.
middle. But the quick return cross surprised McGuffin there.
Side out.
Now McGuffin gets it back again as that was hit wide by
Two
Johnson.
6. Point.
McGuffin is very slowly inching his way back here.
3-6. Point.
Great ball by McGuffin.
Yeah, Johnson came up to the kitchen line and McGuffin said, all right, I'll just put it right past you.
Just held it to the last second, especially in singles, holding that ball, waiting for your opponent to make that move. So, so important.
McGuffin a missed opportunity there. Could have gotten it back to 1 point. He had all kinds of court to work with and just mishits it.
Hunter did a great job there, sliding into that forehand.
Point.
Now Johnson grows the lead to 7-4. Trying to push this thing to a 5th game.
It's only fitting, right?
7-4.
Championship Sunday, why not?
Oh. Johnson, unbelievable effort to catch up to that one. But McGuffin able to finish him off and get the serve back.
Smart play there from Tyson. Again, in any other paddle or racket sport, you'd be able to cut that angle off. But because of that
4-7.
kitchen, not able to. Great shot there from McGuffin.
Side out.
Tyson kind of got tripped up in the corner, and Johnson gets the serve back.
Seven, 4.
Oh, what a great shot by Johnson.
It's the second time today he's found that ridiculous angle. Ooh. Up and down in a hurry.
Moves him within 3 points of getting it to a 5th game.
Point.
Make it 2 points.
Timeout on the receiving side. The score is 9-4. You have 1 minute.
McGuffin is going to use his final timeout at 9-4. Yeah, I guess it is fitting, right? Have this thing go 5. I mean, McGuffin is not done yet.
I mean, we want more pickleball in Cincinnati. Yeah, Hunter's really come on strong here, finding it, but Tyson's not going to go away, even if it does go to 5. One game to sprint to the finish line. We'll see if he can make one more push here. He's getting those electrolytes in, that water, hydrating.
15 seconds.
And you see Hunter Johnson just sitting there trying to
No timeout.
stay calm, trying to just say, hey, get 2 more points, and we got 1 game to decide a title.
Some deep breaths, visualization. Let those legs relax a little bit. People at home don't realize, if you've never played pickleball, you're so low constantly in this lunge or squat position. To change your direction, it's a lot on the legs, a lot on the feet. Very physical sport.
9-4.
And these guys, these 2 specimens out here, gladiators fighting to the end.
Johnson catches up to it in the corner, but can't do anything with it. So McGuffin gets it back at 4-9. Does he have a 7-point rally in him to finish this thing off in 4?
Point.
Well, now only needs 6 points.
Five, 9. Point.
Make it 5 points.
Big time there from McGuffin, covering a ton of court.
Point.
How about this rally? He scored 3 straight now to get it to 7-9.
Looks like he can
7-9.
see the finish line now.
Although Johnson's still with the lead, but McGuffin suddenly back with the momentum.
Point.
And 1 point from being tied. 3 points from a title.
Timeout on the receiving
Hunter
side.
Johnson wants a
Score is
timeout.
8-9. You have 1 minute.
We'll step aside. It is tight in game 4. Well, Tyson
No
McGuffin,
timeouts. 1
he's
timeout.
still trailing, but he's reeled off 4 straight points and has got it back to within 1 point of being even here in game 4. Trying to see if he can complete the comeback and finish off Hunter Johnson for this men's championship in 4 games. And Hunter Johnson, meantime, you know, if you're him, you feel like you've lost the momentum, but just get a stop here.
Just need 1 stop.
Time in.
Seems like a lot,
8-9-1.
but just need 1. Deep return, Cover that angle.
And McGuffin does tie it up.
Nine.
So 9 apiece. That just barely caught the line.
Side out.
And that
couldn't
is out.
overrule it. Out. Side out.
Like he's in disbelief, but just can't believe he missed that ball. Open court.
9.
Maybe worth the challenge.
Maybe so, but he elects not to. And now McGuffin's going to get the serve back.
Great cover there by Tyson, guessing right. Made no mistake, that ball was not coming back.
Side out.
So 9-9 as McGuffin
9-9.
gets the serve back. Johnson just flicks it down the line.
Smart ball there to go down the line. Even if Tyson had guessed correctly, he'd still be in the point at least. Going cross court would have been higher risk shot.
9. Point.
And how about that from the baseline out of Johnson? And he pushes it to a 10-9 advantage. 1 point away from pushing this to a 5th game.
Ten 9.
Johnson was able to get there, but couldn't get it back across. So McGuffin will get the serve back.
Tyson painting both lines there.
9-10.
McGuffin wins that battle. So we're going to extra pickleball in game 4.
Timeout on the receiving side. You have 1.
Well, he was thinking about taking a timeout, but opts not to.
10-10. Side out.
Johnson able to force the side out, get the serve back.
Tyson usually looking to go into that backhand corner to take forehands. Hunter with the return into the forehand corner that time. Wrong-footed Tyson.
10-10.
Really smart play, especially at 10-all.
Don't see a lot of firefights in singles, but there was one there, and it's won by McGuffin.
Those were the hands that his college tennis coach referring to right there. Hunter tried to rip it right at the chest.
10-10.
So McGuffin gets the serve back at 10-10.
Point.
And that is going to set up championship point.
Timeout on the receiving side. Scores 11-10. You have 1 minute.
Hunter Johnson will use the timeout.
Tyson's going to have a look for a championship point on the paddle. Really unbelievable turn in this game. Methodically came back point by point.
odds clearly favor Hunter Johnson.
100%, 100%. He just needs, you're right, one stop. But there's a lot of pressure right now.
15
Tyson's going to go after a big serve.
No timeouts remaining, both
Need a
teams.
decent return and cover that angle. But I agree, if it goes 5, the man on your screen right there should have the advantage.
Time in, 11-10.
So championship point. And a championship
Game match.
for Tyson Mcguffin. Hunter Johnson made him earn it in game 4. But how about Tyson Mcguffin? He comes back from being down 8-4 in game 4 and is able to win it. And he takes the men's championship in Cincinnati.
Really an unbelievable effort. All heart. So much talent there, but all heart. Credit to Hunter Johnson coming on the scene. He's going to be in a lot more championship Sundays.
Yeah, Hunter Johnson really played fantastic in getting to this point, and I have a feeling we will be seeing much more of him on Championship Sunday going forward. Going to take a timeout. When we come back, we will hear from the victorious Tyson Mcguffin. Stay with us on Tennis Channel.
Well, welcome back to Championship Court one last time, everybody. I've got a very happy, tired Tyson Mcguffin standing next to me right here, and what a match we just witnessed. Tyson, Hunter came out really strong in game 1, but you were able to fight your way back. What conversation did you have with yourself on the sidelines after losing game 1?
Yeah. First of all, let's give a shout out to Hunter over here. This guy's a stud. Hunter's got a lot of upside. He kicked my ass a couple weeks ago. Hunter, I'm sorry. I've been taking second for the last 5 years. I paid my dues, brother. Today was my day. But yeah, I thought I served pretty well. Was able to get some good shape on the serve. Kind of live and die by the forehand. So was able to move to my non-dominant side and find some space and find some Ferrari forehands. Fought well, played the big points well, and the gas tank was there. So happy.
As you mentioned, this was a huge run for Hunter. He was the 11th seed, you the #1 seed in this tournament. It's not the face you expected to see in this final, but how does that speak to how the sport has really exploded?
Yeah, there's so much depth these days. They're only getting younger. I'm only getting older and having more children. So it's only a matter of time before for more of the juniors come. But got to play Hayden and Wyatt a couple times for the weekend. I've played Hayden way too many times this year. Hayden's 15. It's got a lot of upside. But the sport's definitely heading in the right direction.
Well, Tyson, you're a pro at this game. You're also an ex-tennis player. You've crafted your game style from so many different places. Who are some of the players that you emulated or you looked up to as you grew into your own in pickleball?
To my core, I'm a dog at heart, so probably Rafa Nadal was my go-to growing up.
All right, well, big congratulations again to you, Tyson. We're going to bring Brian Kurtz from Baird Wealth Management one last time to the court to present that trophy.
Thank you. What a great couple of days. I want to thank the great people here in Cincinnati. We love our partnership with the PPA. I'm completely impressed with everything about this. So congratulations. You played really, really well.
Thanks, sir.
Enjoy.
You get to hoist that trophy now. Dave, take us away.
All right, Hannah, thank you so much. Great job by you all week long at the Baird Wealth Management Open, and great job by everybody on our Tennis Channel staff. And what a day it was on Championship Sunday. And thank goodness the rain stayed away after this morning. Annalie Waters, congratulations to her winning the women's singles. The Johns brothers, they win another gold. Anna Bright and Jesse Irvin, they win in 3 straight games. Annalie Waters and Ben Johns then each won their 2nd championship of the day. And then you saw Tyson Mcguffin wrap it all up. Final thoughts from you, Matt Manassi.
Just an awesome, awesome weekend here in Cincinnati. The stars were out. I just think it was a great weekend for pickleball. Another great venue for the PPA. Showcased on the best channel here, Tennis Channel. Just awesome to see pickleball. in such a great light.
Yeah, so happy to see all the winners and see how this sport has grown. It's been so much fun to bring you this coverage all week long on Tennis Channel. Thanks to all our friends at the PPA Tour. Thanks to everybody who helped crew this behind the scenes. It's been a pleasure bringing you this coverage. Don't forget, coming up on Tennis Channel at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, TC Live at the U.S. Open. For everybody here at Tennis Channel, I'm Dave Benz saying so long. Thanks for watching the PPA Tour.